You make me nervous.
Okay, don't worry, it's fine. It's a good practice. Okay. Confidence building. So, welcome to this episode of Project Language Mastery with Benson Hoy. Today, I'm honored to interview my good friend Teddy Ni, and then so Teddy can speak English, Mandarin, Spanish, and Esperanto, and Indonesian, obviously at a high level. So I will just type Indonesian there, and then born in Medan City in Indonesia. Currently working as a developer in Taoyuan City in Taiwan. You can find out much more about Teddy at nilanguageblog.com. So in the first part, we will talk about his language learning strategies, tips, and general advice for everyone. And then in the second part, we will have a multilingual chat in English, French, Mandarin, and Spanish. And then, can you tell us more about yourself, your language learning journey? What do you find interesting in language learning, etc.? Over to you.
Mm. Okay, so hi everyone. First of all, I want to thank Benson for welcoming me to the podcast. My name is Teddy Ni. I'm from Indonesia. I'm a language enthusiast, and I have a I've been learning languages for a very long time. The first foreign language that I learned was Cantonese. I learned it from my grandmother, but I learned it just for fun actually, and didn't continue learning it seriously. At school, we had English and Chinese as a mandatory courses, and German as optional course. So I learned German for 1 year in high school. Mm, After high school, I enrolled to an international program in a university in Taiwan. And the international program, I know so many international friends coming from more than 10 countries from 5 continents. And since then, my language interest grew, and I started to learn as many languages as possible until now. Um, I've learned some languages that up to this point I don't speak that language, or I don't understand it quite well, but I at least I understand the grammatical structure. I can read the alphabet, and or still remember some of the basic phrases. These languages are like Korean, Russian, Latvian, Dutch, but recently I'm focusing on Dutch, and I relearn again Dutch and Afrikaans. And for some other languages, which I eventually managed to reach a higher level, to conversational level, are languages like Spanish, Esperanto, Portuguese. Portuguese is easy because it's very similar with Spanish, but the challenge is because there are too many similar words. So most of the time I mix both of the languages. And French is also quite easy to learn because I have known the other Romance languages. Um, but most of the time I read articles in many languages in order to keep on using them and to improve my level, to learn more of the technical words. So I read articles from various topics. Mm. Yeah, so that's brief introduction about me.
Okay, so great. So we belong to various online Facebook communities together,
Yeah,
especially, for example, the one by the Polyglots community by Jimmy Mello, and then I also invited you to join my 3 hour language challenge. And then yeah, so it's good. And then recently we have sort of talked on the phone or on Skype a few times, so it's good. It's sort of it's quite interesting online community that is sort of becoming stronger and stronger. And so during yeah, and then I'm inspired by your passion to learn many languages. And actually, yeah, without the wonderful world of social media, um, people who wants to learn so many languages is still a very small
yeah,
population.
yeah.
Yeah, but then
So
I
the
feel that so the aim of my YouTube series and podcast is to encourage people to learn more languages and for people who like languages to be able to connect with each other. Okay, so in rapid fire style, a few questions that uh, most language learners have is number one. Okay, so let's see. Um, Tell me more about your Esperanto journey because some people don't even know about the existence of this language. So,
yes,
and
you're
then
right.
you clearly have a strong passion in it. So,
Yeah.
please share something about it, and maybe you can teach me one phrase in Esperanto.
Okay. Yeah, so Esperanto is an artificial language. It was introduced to public around 120 something years ago, and it was created to be the universal language because at that time people didn't speak English as we do nowadays as international language. And I have figured out that many people who have heard about Esperanto, they most of them are Europeans. As for the Asian, most of them have never heard of Esperanto. And before I started to learn Esperanto, I have read many articles, I watched videos about Esperanto. Also, I participated in forums. Many people mention that Esperanto is the easiest language in the world, and some people even claim that one can master Esperanto, can learn Esperanto at conversational level in just few weeks. And as a language enthusiast, I was very attracted to this. And then I challenged myself to learn Esperanto. Finally, I realized that it's the easiest language that I have ever learned. Esperanto is like a mix of many languages. Some people say it sounds like Italian, um, and some people thought Esperanto was Spanish because there are many similar words. What makes Esperanto special is the grammar, the simple grammar. For example, every noun ends in O, every adjective ends in A, every verb ends in a basic verb ends in I. And the tenses are also very easy. For example, present tense, the verb ends in as, which is pronounced as us. And the past tense ends in the verb ends in is, which is pronounced as is. And the future tense, the verb ends in os, which is pronounced as os. So give you the example, I eat, me manjas. Me manjas, me is I, and manjas means Eat, the present tense for the verb to eat becomes I eat. For those who have learned French or Italian, you may have realized that this word is very similar. Manjas. So I ate in the past is me manjis, and for the future is me manjos. Mm, very simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Great. And then yeah, so it's a very simple. How long has it taken you to reach B1 level?
To reach B1 level. Well, because I have never taken any Esperanto exam. Oh, by the way, there is Esperanto proficiency test. So there is the certificate for Esperanto language, just like in English we have TOEFL and TOEIC. In French we have DELF, Spanish we have DELE, and in Esperanto there is the certificate. But I didn't take it. And but one thing very special um, about Esperanto that I have encountered is after 4 months, yeah, after 4 months of study, I wrote an article, a short article of about 100 to 150 words in Esperanto, and I sent that article to an Esperanto magazine in Brazil. And 1 month later, they published my article in the magazine. That was very wonderful experience for me. And just
Great.
after, yeah, after a period of time which is considered quite short in language learning.
Great, great. So okay, so can you okay, I've got one phrase that I want to learn that you can teach me. And so that will be if I want to say I want to learn Esperanto because I like languages. Could you translate that to Esperanto, please?
Yeah. Mi volas lerni Esperanton, ĉar mi ŝatas lingvojn.
Could you type that and then I'll copy and paste it onto there?
So, mi volas lerni Esperanton, ĉar mi ŝatas lingvojn. You can see from
Okay.
this sentence, it looks like there is a mix of several languages.
Okay, so let me copy and paste it first and then I will uh and yeah, so can you break down the sentence? So me is I, is that
Okay.
correct? And volas is the
Volas is
present tense is to
one,
want. Lerni.
lerni
Where
is
does
the,
volas come from?
sorry?
What is the
Volas,
etymology of volas? Do you know?
volas, the basic verb is folly.
Mm. Okay, and lerni is to learn, the infinitive. Esperanton is the
Esperanto plus the n because it's an accusative
okay.
direct
Uh,
object.
and char.
Char because is
Okay,
like
car. So it's like so it's exactly the same in French. Car. Me. Shatas.
shatas is to like, comes from
Shatas and
shat.
Lingvoin.
Ping point, you see the J, that means plural, plural,
Okay.
and plus the N because it's direct object. Becomes a link point.
Okay. Good.
Yes.
Good. 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 Okay. Mi volas lerni Esperanton, ĉar mi ŝatas
That's
lingvojn. Lingvojn?
link point. Yes.
Lingvojn. Mi volas
Lingvojn.
lerni Esperanton, ĉar mi ŝatas lingvojn. And how do I say we?
We need.
Okay, so ni volas lerni Esperanton, ĉar ni ŝatas lingvojn.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's move on to another topic. So, what are your tips for learning vocabularies? Do you like
For learning
flashcard? Do you like?
vocabulary,
Oh,
okay, I have something that is very clear. Practice makes perfect, and
okay, and
that's
how
what
do
I
you
do.
practice?
That's what I do every day. I read articles and check dictionary for the daily
What?
reading.
Hmm,
I For the articles, I usually read news article or Wikipedia articles, and I like to read articles from website that over several languages, so I can switch to other language faster because my internet, I don't know if it's my internet or my computer, it doesn't work quite fast.
hmm,
So to save time, I use multilingual website. One of the
okay,
example is Wikipedia, daily reading.
okay,
Okay. Mm. And chat dictionary. For dictionary, I use just any dictionary, even dictionary like Google Translate that will do. Because
okay.
what I translate here is word by word. That's how I learn vocabulary.
Okay, so for vocabularies, you do daily reading. And what about writing? Do you practice writing?
Oh, writing. Yeah, I okay. In the beginning, it's not easy to write because for writing you need to master the grammar. So I don't do writing in the beginning. I don't do writing. I just read just to get as much input as possible.
So for
Get a right.
you, input is more important than output at the beginning stage.
Well, input is I don't. How can I say this about the importance? I think both are important. It's just to get input is easier to learn than
Okay.
than to um, input is reading and listening. Output is speaking and writing. So to speak and to write you need to master the grammar. To speak you need to have someone that is patient enough to hear you speaking. And sometimes
Mm,
it's not easy to do.
okay.
So that's why I always read because I can get articles very easy. It's everywhere.
Okay. So let's
Yeah,
move on to grammar. And how
yeah,
do you practice
grammar.
grammar?
I actually hate learning grammar. So okay, the grammar. I seldom read about grammar actually. So I learn grammar from reading. Learn grammar from reading. For example, let's say the conjugation. Like for example, in Spanish we have the yo como, I eat, yo como, tú comes, uh, ella come. So I learned this by reading articles because I believe that the more I see the word, the easier I will remember it. So the more I see the word yo como, tú comes, él come, the easier I remember that.
Okay.
And for some special occasions, I read about grammar, but only a specific part of the grammar that I want to know
Okay.
because I hate
Mm,
grammar.
so last question. And if you are to learn a new language in 1 month, how would you go about it?
Okay, so It'll be the same method anyway. First, I'll read about the basic phrases, self-introduction, and asking questions like, "What is this? Who is this? Which one? Where is it?" And 5W1H question,
Mhm.
self-introduction. I will learn names of days, names of months, numbers, all these basic things that you can easily find in travel phrase book.
Mm.
I will copy that, yeah, and then I will listen as much as possible. Listen to audio. I actually have I found a resource in audio, downloadable audio, and bilingual audio, so you
Book
can
two?
learn any language. Yeah, book two, you can learn any
Yeah, I like
language,
it too.
read any language. I like that one very much, and I listen to it anytime, anywhere. When I'm waiting, when I'm cleaning my room, I just play it in the background. I don't care if I get the word, if I understand. I don't care. I just listen because I think to create the atmosphere is another important thing to do in language learning. Because if you imagine you live overseas and you go outside, you hear street talk. It doesn't matter if you understand or no. The more you hear the more you hear this foreign language, the more you'll get custom with it, and without you realize, eh, this kind of activity might also influence your accent. So when your level is already quite good enough, you without you realize it, you may speak with a better accent, better accent than if you learn it in a classroom.
Okay,
So
so
that's my method.
before we move on to the multilingual part, um, do you have any one final tips for us?
Yeah, motivation is very important. So find your motivation. Never lose your motivation. Always believe in what you do now will pay you back in the future.
Mm, great. By the way,
Is
can
any
you find headphones because I'm hearing myself?
Oh, okay.
Do you have any headphones? Okay. So here is a good spot to this sponsor message. This lovely podcast is sponsored by Lingo Journey Audio from bensonhoi.com. Sign up now for free resources that we have got. Phrases, phrase by phrase, bilingual audio training, just like book two, but more interesting, in Spanish, Italian, French, German, and many other languages such as Polish. And so sign up right now, sign up to the mailing list, and you will be directed to a page where you can download trial resources. And the offer will not, the free offer will not stay there forever. So please sign up right now. You can unsubscribe at any time, so there is no commitment. Okay, good. Oh, you have now got headphones as well. That was a good. So
It's a
yeah, and now we can now switch to Mandarin first, shall we?
Mandarin, yeah. OK，
OK，
没有问题。
那你就是你在台湾已经有几年呢？
已经7年了，对，7年了。我2008来是，已经
那
7年，
你今年多大？
25岁，25，
啊，25岁，那就是你大学也是在这里读吗？
对，大学研究所，
都是在这里。那你2008年开始，
2008那时候几岁？18岁，对啊，高中刚毕业，
高中刚毕业，那就是你工作了3年。
没有，我工作还没一年，我工作还没一年，
哎，你大学是读4年对吗？在台湾。
大学4年的研究所2年，
啊，这6年，然后在才工作了1年。那你现在是做编程嘛，对吗？
做什么？
你现在是做编程，做 programming 是吗？
对，这训工程师。
你在什么样的公司做工程师呢？
这公司是台湾的公司，那么是制造气瓶的。
气瓶
气瓶对，
什么意思？英语
那个就
是什么？
是那个英文就是那个 gas cylinder，gas
啊，OK，OK，
cylinder
嗯
那个瓶子
嗯
放气体的瓶子。对，
，OK，
然后我们是在他的资讯部门。
嗯
呃，
，OK, and now shall we? Okay, that was some Mandarin about your life in Taiwan for 7 years, 4 years of
yeah,
bachelor, 2 years of research, and one
of
year
medicine.
working in a
Yes,
company selling gas cylinders. Okay, let's now move on to
yes,
some
correct.
Spanish. Okay, my favorite question in
Okay,
Spanish.
claro.
Ahora podemos hablar
También es mi favorito.
español porque me gusta mucho, mucho español.
Español.
Y para mí
Sí.
me gusta mucho la pregunta para ti, Teddy, ¿cómo
Bueno,
es un día perfecto?
¿cómo es un día perfecto?
Exactamente.
Un día perfecto para mí es cuando puedo leer los libros. Eh, puedo leer los libros porque me gusta leer, me encanta leer o escribo artículos. Y cuando yo puedo dormir durante largo tiempo,
Mm,
sí, es un día perfecto para mí. Y cuando puedo, un día especialmente muy perfecto para mí es cuando puedo hablar en varios idiomas.
sí.
Sí, es un día muy perfecto para mí.
Ex- Entonces, puedes leer 8 horas y hablas en muchos idiomas por 4 horas. ¿Algo como eso?
Es mi sueño para hablar con la gente en varios idiomas, para conocer más amigos, para usar los idiomas en trabajo. Es mi sueño, es algo, una cosa que yo, yo quiero hacer. Y también porque me gusta leer libros y que quiero tener tiempo ah, para leer, ya, y para escribir artículos.
Okay, muy bien. So that was we talk about a perfect day for you. So that would involve a lot of reading and then talking in
Yeah,
various languages. Okay,
yeah.
now let's switch on to some French. Donc,
Français, ok.
ouais, vive la
Yeah.
France. Ok, donc, en français, ok. J'aime
Je
bien
peux
la
parler un peu
question.
de français.
Hmm?
Je peux parler un peu de français.
Ok, c'est pas grave, c'est pas grave. On peut passer,
C'est pas
on est ici
grave.
pour
Oui, oui.
pratiquer, quoi. C'est pratiquer. C'est très
Oui,
important
oui.
de pratiquer.
Oui, oui.
Donc, euh, tu as dit que tu aimes bien lire. Et donc, qu'est-ce que tu lis en français? Qu'est-ce que tu lis en français?
Euh, je lis, je lis beaucoup d'articles et comme des articles à propos de technologie, à propos d'affaires, parce que j'ai étudié technologie et d'affaires. Pour cela, j'aime beaucoup ce sujet. Et j'ai aussi lu à propos de histoire, spécialement histoire du langue. Parce que je crois que savoir la histoire de langue est une chose importante euh, pour apprendre langue meilleure. Oui.
Okay, très bien, très bien. Donc, so you mentioned I asked you what you like reading. You like about reading many articles about
Yeah,
history of
about
languages,
business, yeah,
about the
about
business,
history
about
because
technologies.
yeah,
Okay.
because it's important, especially about the history of language.
Okay, so the last I'm now adding a new part to my to format. So maybe you can teach us one phrase in Indonesian, and so if I want to say I want to learn Indonesia because I like Indonesia. Can you teach us how to say that, please? Can you say it once and then
Oh
type it and
yeah,
then I
okay,
will.
sir. I will type it. Yeah. So I want to learn Indonesian because I like Indonesia. Okay.
Yeah,
Saya mau saya mau belajar bahasa Indonesia karena saya suka Indonesia.
can you type that, please?
Yeah, let me type it. Saya mau belajar bahasa Indonesia karena saya.
So let's break down the sentence. Saya is I, mau is
I
want,
mau is want,
belajar is to
belajar is to
learn,
learn,
bahasa
bahasa is
Indonesia is
language.
language of India, karena is because, saya is
Language of
I.
Indonesia.
Yeah, language
Yeah,
Indonesia, bahasa is language.
yeah.
And then
I
Indonesia, karena is because, saya
Indonesia
is I,
because
suka is like,
I
Indonesia is
is Indonesia.
Indonesia.
You see, the grammar is quite easy actually.
Yeah. So if I want to say I want to learn Esperanto because I like languages, so that would be saya mau belajar
Bahasa
bahasa Esperanto karena
Esperanto
saya
karena saya
suka
suka bahasa
bahasa-bahasa.
bahasa. Yes.
Okay, so in the
Bahasa
Indonesian
bahasa.
grammar is duplication for plural.
Yes.
Okay, so
It's
let's
duplication.
practice this. So saya mau belajar
Mau
Indonesia
bahasa
karena saya suka
Indonesia karena
Indonesia. Saya mau
Indonesia.
belajar bahasa Esperanto karena saya suka bahasa-bahasa. Can you provide the standard pronunciation for our listener?
The standard pronunciation. Actually, your pronunciation is very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I will repeat. Saya mau belajar bahasa Indonesia karena saya suka Indonesia. Saya mau belajar bahasa Esperanto karena saya suka bahasa-bahasa.
Okay, so any parting message for the listeners? Your favorite quote or anything that you one message that you want to repeat?
Yeah, there is a favorite. My favorite quote is from Nelson Mandela. I think many language learners, many multilingual people must have known about it. Nelson Mandela once said, "If you talk to a man with a language that he knows, it will go to his head. If you talk in his language, it will go to his heart." Yeah, if
Yes,
I'm not
something like
wrong.
that.
Yeah, but the
Something like
meaning is
that.
like that.
Yeah, great. So my passing message for is the most important power in the universe is love. We should love
Yeah.
learning languages, love people around us, and love the world. And to love and to live with passion because we have got limited time on this planet. We should make the most out of it. And we language enthusiasts believe that learning languages really, really enriches our experience, our limited time in this lovely planet. Okay, so hope to thank you very much if you are listening until the end or watching this video. So all the contact details I am now scrolling up. So lee'slanguageblog.com. You can contact Nees Vice there, and my plug again for my product from at bensonhoyt.com, where you can sign up right now for to get free resources to learn many languages, limited time offer. So bye.
All right. Thank you.